Interesting.
Hello folks, this is Sula speaking, and you're watching a commentary video on League of Legends, this one featuring Annie. In this game, we're playing in a full 5-person pre-made team. You can see I'm teamed up with Speaker, who uses the username Ciderberg, and who is playing as Garen. Also teamed up with Donsky, Roland, and Cull, playing a Mumu, Kale, and Shen respectively. I've played games with, I think, each of these individuals before that I've cast. Speaker has the most experience out of any of us. Speaker is level 30, and he's played a couple hundred games. I am level 21, and I've played a little bit over 100 games. Donsky, Roland, and Cole are all relative newcomers, but they've been playing some more games and getting a bit better. I believe that Cole has played the most and has the most experience out of this group, but he is also learning as well. Now, looking at the other team, we can see on the setup screen that this is going to be number 1, a mass teleport game. I think, let's see, 4 of the 5 champions on their team have teleport, which is probably overkill, but they do have it. Secondly, they're going to be pretty high on magic damage between Zillion, Kassadin, Kennen, and possibly Ezreal, depending on how he's built. Finally, note that we're going up against an Ezreal. I was planning on taking the middle lane for this game. We decided that in our chat before we even started, and I was about 90% sure that I was going to get matched up against the other team's Ezreal, which would indeed be the case. And in fact, I actually said to the other people on my team, man, I hate laning against Ezreal. So we'll get to what that implies in a little bit. Right there, I pulled up the item screen so you can see what each of us bought. Most of us have bought either a Doran's Ring or a Doran's Shield, but Speaker has bought boots and then 3 health potions playing as Garen, which is a different build from what I'm used to, but I've seen people take boots and health potions and do quite well from time to time. One other thing that I'll mention is that I'm trying to cast this game when I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. My voice is a little bit off, so if it sounds a little bit scratchy or a little bit irritating, that's why it sounds a little bit off. You can also notice that on the left side of the screen, I have a third-party application running, which shows who's speaking on TeamSpeak. So if you notice the names there, that's what's going on there. Now, one thing that Speaker and I were discussing was the possibility, since I have teleport, of placing down a ward in the bushes and then teleporting to it later. I suggest Speaker brought up the idea, and then I pinged the one set of bushes for where we could possibly do that. And then Speaker pinged another location in the bushes, and so we'll come back to that later on. So Cull asks, you can teleport to wards, and in fact, yes, you can. That's something that people who've played this game a lot probably already know, but if you're a relative newcomer to League of Legends, you might not know that. So yes, you can in fact teleport to wards that you place down on the map. And in fact, that's actually highly useful sometimes in some situations. In fact, we're going to make use of that later on in this game, which is the main reason I'm casting this, because it's kind of an interesting play. You can also teleport even to Heimer's turrets. His turrets that he places down on the map, so just another thing, and any friendly object on your side of the map. So here I am, laning against Ezreal, as expected. Now, I am playing as Annie, who I've been playing a lot with recently, because I enjoy playing the, sort of the mage-type champions, the people that sit at a distance and like to nuke the other team. It's just a gameplay style that I find appealing, so I tend to like playing those characters, and Annie is one of the best of those type of characters, so I've been trying to get in some more practice with her. She was actually free the week that I cast this game, so that's why I've been playing her, although I've since spent the points to buy her, so now I'll be able to play Annie whenever I want. Anyway, I talked a bit about Annie in a previous video, so I'm not going to spend too much time on her abilities. I'll just run through them quickly. Annie has a passive that causes every 5th spellcast of hers to stun, so you'll see a counter down right above the interface that counts up towards that. For instance, when I cast a spell here, you'll see it goes up to 2, and when I get up to my 5th one, I'll stun. Her Q skill is called Disintegrate, and it shoots out a bolt of fire. And if it kills the target, then it refunds the mana cost, so it's a great farming tool, and you see me using it there. Her W skill is called Incinerate, and it shoots out fire in a little cone in front of Annie, which allows her, it's her one skill that lets her hit more than one target at a time. The drawback is that it has short range. Her E skill is called Molten Shield, I believe that's what it's called, and it increases Annie's armor and magic resist temporarily. I'm actually not going to skill that, put any points in that skill for quite a while. I had a commenter correctly point out in my previous Annie video that using Molten Shield actually does not trigger Annie's spell progression, so it won't get you closer to her stun by using it. I had said that incorrectly in a previous video, so thank you for whoever pointed that out. That being the case, there's not a huge incentive to take points in Molten Shield, so I'm just going to continue skilling my Q and W, Disintegrate and Incinerate skills instead. Finally, her R skill, her ultimate, is Summon Tibbers, which summons a big teddy bear that comes out and can stun and do damage, and then you basically have a minion to control. Summoning Tibbers is a lot of fun. So for Annie, her gameplay revolves around getting her stun up, and then hitting the other person with Tibbers and stunning them when you get to level 6. So I'll be looking to do that. Now, I'm laning against Ezreal, as you can see here. Ezreal is, at least in the current version of League of Legends, pretty much an instant ban in the ranked games, but we are not playing a ranked game here, which is why we can see Ezreal. Ezreal has some extremely difficult abilities to deal with. His first skill is called Mystic Shot, and that is essentially a little bolt that shoots out, and if anytime it hits something, it will deal it deals physical damage, even though it looks like a spell, and it will also apply Ezreal's attack on top of that. And that combined with his passive, which increases his attack speed if he uses lots of skills and if he uses like lots of skills in a row, means that you will get Ezreal players who are constantly firing off mystic shots and dealing all of their attack damage, plus the effects stack with things like Sheen and Blitzblade. So anyway, you can pull off basically these really crazy combos using his mystic shot skill. He also has an ability called Essence Flux, which is basically another skill shot. Like right there, that was where he used his Mystic Shot, that little white thing that he shot out. His other projectile was called Essence Flux, which is similar, although it's basically a magic damage skill instead of a physical damage skill. Right there, Ezreal uses his ultimate, which is called True Shot Barrage, and he essentially fires off this big missile. He can aim it anywhere on the map, and it does a lot of damage. Not the highest damage of anything, but it has a relatively low cooldown, and he can, like I said, shoot it anywhere on the map. He doesn't need to have a target. And finally, he has a skill called Arcane Shift, which is basically a little flash, a blink ability. He can blink within a short distance. So to play Ezreal well, people that are really good at playing Ezreal will just be blinking around like crazy with Arcane Shift, making it almost impossible to hit them. Meanwhile, they'll be proccing their Sheen or Lich Blade constantly with Mystic Shot and getting all of the on-target effects. It just makes them a complete pain to deal with. Fortunately, this Ezreal turned out to be not super skilled. I was playing very cautiously because I wasn't sure, basically how good this player was, to put it bluntly. So I was trying to stay back by the tower and just farm minions. I mean, you see, I have not tried to go after Ezreal at all. That's because I really wasn't sure, basically, how good this player was, to be perfectly honest. I mean, this person has bought the custom Ezreal skin, which is always an issue. So either this person had some extra money to burn, or I guess they really like Ezreal because they bought an extra skin for him. Alright, now we are setting up the process of getting a kill at bottom lane. I've got my stun up, and I'm level 7, so I have Tibbers. So Speaker has set down a ward in bottom lane, and I'm going to teleport to that and come out of the bushes and go after Kassadin. So I'm going to drop Tibbers on him and stun him, and then follow that up with my spell combo, and he's got no chance. Then Zilean teleports into the fight for their team, and oh, are we going to be able to kill him? Oh, not quite. Just a little bit short. But we did manage to kill Kassadin, and so that was a very nice little teleport kill. This is a move that you can pull off. Speaker set this up by setting that ward in the bushes. So Kassadin had no idea that I was there. The only way he would have had warning is if the Ezreal player on their team saw me teleporting in. Oh, and there some minions were chasing Tibbers, which was pretty funny. Right there you saw Ezreal blink away. That's his Arcane Shift. Otherwise, he would have been in sort of a bad situation there, but due to his skills, he can just sort of blink right out of that. Another reason why it's very difficult to kill Ezreal if he's playing the champion correctly. Now, Ezreal's a higher level than me. He's level 8 because he stayed in this lane the whole time, whereas I missed out on some experience because I went down there to get a kill. I mean, obviously, I would say that's worth it because, like you saw, I did get a kill out of it. But in terms of sheer experience, he's a little bit ahead of me, and that's what the difference was there. For the moment, I'm content to farm up minions here using my Disintegrate and Incinerate skills. And I actually was doing a pretty good job. If you can see here, I'm actually doing a pretty darn good job of last hitting. Well, not right there, but on the whole, I was quite pleased with how I did in this particular game. Like right there, I think I was able to get like 5 out of 6 or something like that of the minions, which is what you want. Anyway, I've got my stun up now, so and I've got the lane's in no danger, so I'm going to recall because I have almost 2,000 gold and purchase some items. Let's get the entry level boots. I'm going to go for Merc Treads in this game, not going to screw around with anything else. Purchase, well, I was going to get a sight word there, but it turned out I don't have any free inventory slots because I've got 2 items towards Catalyst the Protector. I've got 2 items towards Mercury Treads, and as it turns out, I actually can't fit any sight words in there. So I was like, all right, I'll just pass on them for now. Nothing else to do. We are doing quite well in the 2 lanes on the sides. Speaker has been dominating the bottom lane, which is pretty impressive, all things considered. And now here a team fight's breaking out. The enemy Kennen is being fought by Roland and Cole. And are they going to be able to kill him? Yes, Cole manages to kill him. And I believe up at the top there that Roland was able to shield himself with the KO ultimate that protects him from damage, and he was able to get away. You can see he was not killed. So well done. I would have liked to have watched more of the fight, but you know, by watching the fight, I actually took some shots from Ezreal, so of course I couldn't do that. And so yeah, nice job, guys. Very well played. I managed to kill a person on the other team. So Cole's been dominating the top lane, and Speaker's been dominating the bottom lane. And so as long as that's the case, I don't feel any pressure to go off and, you know, deal with another lane. Now Ezreal's trying to teleport back, trying to recall, and I'm just going to use my spells on him, and I summon Tibbers, and I'm going to hit him with my spell, and oh, he just gets away with 26 hit points left. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get him. I pop off Ghost to chase, but Ezreal also popped off his Ghost to try to get away. So he had 25 health left out of about 1,500. So that's, you know, I'm not going to do the math right here, but that's like 1% of his health left. Anyway, I'd love to stick around, but I can't. I was going to recall here, and then I see that Kennen player on the other team, and I realized I had to get back. I have to be safe. I saw him coming mid, so I'm going to go back. This is one point in time where I really wish that I had taken Ignite as a summoner skill, because obviously if I had a Ignite, that would have been a kill there. I could have dropped my Ignite on him, and that would have done the final damage to finish off Ezreal. So, you know, I came up just a little bit short, but it was, you know, got in a good combo, and I forced him to go back and recall. And, but since Ezreal has teleport, he's going to get right back to the lane again. Okay, in any case, could have been done better, but I did put some pressure on him. And you can see in terms of creep kills, I have 63, and Ezreal's a little bit behind me. So even though he spent more time in the lane overall, I'm you know, quite competitive with him in terms of farming and in terms of minion kills. Alright, so while I was away, getting back, the lane was pushed forward a little bit. So, and Ezreal's able to get in a shot or two on me there. But I'm able to get most of the minion kills, so I did a pretty good job there. And now Disintegrate and Incinerate have gotten pretty high up, and I have my stun up again. So Speaker suggests that we go for another kill here, so I'm going to teleport in. But the problem is Kassadin goes into the bushes, and he sees us there, and so by the time I get in here, it's already almost too late. Plus, I don't have Tibbers up. Now, we do manage to kill Zilean, but he chrono shifts, and he comes back to life, and so we're not able to kill him there, which is a bit of a bummer. So this attempt at a teleport kill, was not successful, unfortunately. And of course, because I jumped down there to do that, that meant Ezreal had free run of the middle lane, and so he's going to use that to get in a couple free shots on the tower. So, bit of a misplay, but that time it didn't work out. But nonetheless, I think it was worth trying. You know, if Kassadin had not gone into the bushes, we probably would have gotten a kill there. Similarly, if I had actually had Summon Tibbers up, I think it was still like 10 to 15 seconds away on cooldown, then we quite possibly would have gotten a kill there as well. But I couldn't initiate with Tibbers because the spell was still on cooldown. Anyway, Ezreal has disappeared here for the moment, so I tell people to watch out. He might be going to another lane, but as it turns out, he actually is still in the middle lane. He's stuck around, I believe. Maybe he went back to buy, but nope, see, there he is again. He just blinked back in with his Arcane Shift. And you can see, so Ezreal's firing off his shots, but I've been able to play cautiously enough that he hasn't been able to hit me too many times, which is pretty good. I mean, so he managed to hit me there a couple times. I think he won. You could definitely say he won that little exchange there. But on the whole, I haven't been too terribly inconvenienced by this Ezreal player. He wasn't bad, this guy Icejan. He was okay, I would say, as a player, but I would find out after the game that he actually was a higher level than me. I think he was level 26. So to be honest, I kind of expected him to be a little bit more dominant. Lucky for us in this game. Anyway, and there Cole gets another kill, so well done, Cole. Anyway, we are running up against the end of this video, so I'm going to stop here. Once again, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and we'll pick back up again here with part 2 of this video.
How many kills does Cole have up there?
He's got all of them. I just help him out.